Hello again. Hor Zu is a weekly television listing magazine published in Germany. It was established in December 1946 in what was then the British zone of occupation as a radio listings magazine. Its founder, Axel Springer, approached the British Army press censors who approved the idea, and he appointed Edward Rhine as his editor-in-chief. Hor Zu translates to listen to. Rhine created a family-orientated magazine, and circulation soon passed 1 million. In 1963, the magazine began its own record label to release records. These would be manufactured by Teldec, which is short for Telefunken Decker. The albums that they would release would be similar to ones by companies like Arcade and K-Tel. They would lease other companies' songs. In 1964, they released a compilation album called Schlagen Schlager ein, or Hits Hit. And this is the album. So as you can see, it's a compilation of various artists, and down here at the bottom we've got Elvis. You can see a list on the other side, and here is Ringo. So we have the Beatles. Now there is another version of this album that doesn't have the Beatles on it, and that is scarcer. So compilation, one track from each artist, and it's a mix of international stars and some German stars. So what song have they put on of Elvis's? Elvis Presley, Mexico. A Latin American hit from the film Acapulco. Strange choice. To the average listener, it must have sounded more like a novelty song. And this is the disc itself. So there's the Hor Zu label. As time moved on, the magazine became a TV listings magazine. In 1965, they released an album known to us as Golden Boy Elvis, which we have here. But the title does not appear on the cover. We just have Elvis and a list of songs. Now the phrase Golden Boy does appear in the text on the back here, and it just says that Elvis became the Golden Boy. So I do wonder, was it actually called Golden Boy Elvis when it was released? Or is this the title which it has become known by? I can't find any advertising to give me the answer. I don't know if anybody out there knows the answer. I was struck by this picture here, which is a very odd picture. She's firmly grasping Elvis's tiller. Make of that what you will. Anyway. So the inner sleeve contains other Hor Zu albums. And you'll see here that they in fact released some Beatles albums as well. So something for Beatles collectors to look out for. And the disc label itself It says stereo. I haven't actually played it yet. Now on the back of the cover, up here it says stereo, and then underneath it says can be played in mono. So here we have the track listing. A strange selection of songs. As you'll notice, one of the songs is Musi Den. Now this of course is Wooden Heart. The line of German actually appears in the song. And Musi Den translates as Must I Then. And the song is of course based on a traditional German folk song. In 1958 the German actress Marlene Dietrich actually recorded a version of this.
Muss sie denn zum Städtele hinaus und du, mein Schatz, bleibst hier.
The song also has military connections. In the German Navy it's a tune traditionally played by the band when a ship departs port. As we know, although Wooden Heart was a #1 hit in the UK, it wasn't released as a single in most countries. In Germany the song was a hit for an American airman named Gus Backus, and his single on the sleeve even mentions GI Blues. So RCA lost out there. Now exact details of the production of this album is a bit of a mystery. There doesn't seem to be any paperwork. From what I found, it's been claimed that Teldec were contracted to press 30,000 copies of the album. Other sources say that only 5,000 copies were released. The album was released on sale, but news reached Tom Parker's desk in America, and he ordered that this authorised album be withdrawn from sale. One source states the album was sold for only a week. Another says it took a couple of months to be fully withdrawn. Now this could all be true. Perhaps Teldec were asked to produce 30,000 copies. Maybe the record was recalled after a week. But I have no doubt that some sellers would continue to sell it for as long as they could get away with it. Maybe only 5,000 copies were actually sold. It stated that all the unsold copies were ordered to be destroyed. So whilst it's not an easy record to find, you can find them. They do command quite a good price. In 1981, RCA decided to re-release the album, and they in fact released it twice. So these are the two re-releases, which are obviously far easier to get hold of. The cover's very similar, though not exactly the same, obviously. And this one is on the orange label, and it was released in 1981. The second one I can't find an exact release date for, but it's easy to spot because on the back it's got a barcode, and this is the black label with the silver ring. So it's an interesting little series of records to collect. Now there is a fourth version of the album, which is some sources say it's an official release, others say it's not. So maybe it's a semi-official release. It's a Swiss fan club release. Easy to spot because the cover is bright yellow. But these were produced in very limited numbers. They also produced a CD version. And these are actually harder to find than the original Hor Zu pressing. I've no idea what it would fetch, as I've not seen one for sale. So that covers that story. The German discography gives very little information. I've seen recently that a very limited edition EP promo is being released of the Elvis 57 FTD book. And this EP's got a very nice looking cover, but they're only going to be 250 pressed, although it doesn't seem to be numbered, which I don't think is right. If you're going to press a limited number, they should be numbered. But the problem I have with this is there are a lot of people out there who spent a lot of money to have a complete FTD collection, and it's very likely now that some of them are not going to be able to get hold of this disc. I think that's a bit off. They should have come up with something better. Just my opinion. I personally won't be getting it. So that's it. Till next time, bye for now.